welcome to Johnny's Tea Time Automobile Reviews. Well, this week we are putting in the boot American automobiles and we'll be reviewing quite a fantastic European vehicle, a Bentley to be precise. Well, let's scrap the accent, let's, put the bag of tea in the teacup and get started. So yeah, this week's gonna be dedicated to a British invasion. I want to cover this fantastic, beautiful Bentley Continental GT. It is incredible. So, the full video is going to be coming out in a day or two. So, really to catch the full video, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on it. But boy, will I ever have a surprise for you. This vehicle, it doesn't, it's not going to grab your eye in the same way that, let's say, a Ferrari does. And a Ferrari isn't just going to grab your eye, it's going to break your eardrum. They're loud. They really scream as they rev up. I think they're screaming, "Look at me!" So yeah, they're that was a bad impression of a Ferrari engine. Sorry, but anyways, it sounds like they're screaming, "Look at me." This vehicle doesn't scream, "Look at me." This is class and refinement. But if you do watch, and I hope you will, because I really appreciate the support. I appreciate all those, the few likes and the subscribes. But really what I'm going to be covering and the question I want to answer is, does it make sense to buy a used Bentley? And, why am I, of all people who just, loves their American-made vehicles, why am I reviewing a Bentley? Well, that's interesting. There is actually a microchip shortage right now. And I normally review and love to review brand new cars. Mind you, there's starting to be less and less brand new cars to review. I don't even have a truck that I could review. I've been wanting to do a review of a Sport 302 XLT F-150 because I find it a great, the best bargain for the price. It's the best mix between price and equipment. Fantastic truck. Mind you, hey, I have no choice, and actually I'm quite happy with getting to review this vehicle. Thank you very much, Valley Street Ford. Fantastic vehicle that they've picked up and resold. I did not expect to be as impressed as I was with this vehicle. It is class, refinement, and somehow extremely excessive all at the same time. And hey, I'm not used to that. I'm used to if a vehicle originally started with a price of over $200,000 US, I'm used to that vehicle being rather almost excessively flashy, not necessarily all that comfortable, and really just a vehicle that screams, attention. Whereas this is so refined and it somehow pulls off class and refinement while being really excessive. Now, it's excessive in its weight. It weighs over 5,200 pounds. It's excessive in its power. It has 567 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. It has a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds and a quarter mile time of 12.8 seconds. That is just blistering fast when you consider the size and weight of this vehicle. This vehicle has a wonderful advantage. It's wide, it's long, and you're getting comfort up the boot. So, hey, I've had to put American-made vehicles behind me for this week. I've had to put it in the boot, you could say. And, it's not all bad. I am really disappointed with the semiconductor shortage. And I wonder what effect cryptocurrency is playing on that, because, of course, Cryptocurrency, to mine it, requires all sorts of computers, making chip shortages. It also requires all sorts of electricity. And thank goodness we don't live in the type of world where if ever electricity becomes a little more scarce, and electricity would increase drastically in price. Thank goodness we certainly don't live in a world where we would let some go without electricity just so that we could mine more cryptocurrency on the justification of, well, some people are making a lot of money. Well, enough about cryptocurrency talk. This Bentley, wow. So it's got buttons everywhere. And you know, with the buttons being everywhere, they're really cool buttons. They're not just like little pieces of plastic. Like if you look to the right on the dash, those are little knobs that you pull that open the vents for the heating and cooling. So I never thought I would get this emotional about a vehicle of this price. Because, you know, on paper, when you see them on paper, you see the photos and you look at the price and you're like, honestly, what is an extra $150,000 US or more really gonna offer me in a vehicle? And well, it actually goes to what's occurred over the last 50 years in the automobile industry. A whole lot of refinement and comfort, because yeah, in the 60s we had great engines making 300-400 horsepower, and we have that also today, great engines that are reliable that make 300 or 400 horsepower. Mind you, what this vehicle brings to the table is 567 horsepower, but 567 ponies that are put to the wheels, delivered to the road, and you don't feel it whatsoever in the seat. So, you know, please like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a full review on this vehicle. I want to really ask the question, can you really live with a Bentley price wise, with, you know, without having to sell your house to afford it? And does it make more sense to buy a used Bentley than a brand new luxury sports car, in particular a European luxury sports car? So please watch and you'll find out. Video will be coming out very soon. Oh yes, and sorry, always more cars and more power. And thanks for joining me for tea time. Sorry for the bad accent at the beginning.